All right, so for your checklist so far, make sure you have a stand that doesn't take up too much space, just a regular stand. The one I have here, I have it so the legs aren't out too far, obstructing my movement or obstructing my shot. I wanna have modifiers that aren't too big, modifiers that aren't too deep. And then I need to consider where I'm gonna be putting my subject in relationship to the background. All right, so right now, I know that if I move my subject really close to the background, it gives me more space to shoot, which is fantastic. But you're gonna see I run into a problem. So Jen, can you do me a favor? Can you back up right up to the background? Okay, so this isn't going to be bad by any means, but what you'll notice is when she is close to the background, it's going to cast a shadow on the background. All right, so let me make sure this is on. Perfect. Great. Now, when she's right up against the background, you can see on the left-hand side of her, there's a shadow cast on the background. Here's the thing. Because I'm using a shoot-through umbrella, which gives me really soft light, when you use a softer light source, you will not see as much of a defined shadow. A soft light source creates soft shadows. If I used just my bare studio strobe, or my bare speed light, nothing on it, it gives me hard light, which creates hard shadows. So that shadow that it's creating would be super distracting. So as I'm looking at it here, I mean, it's not bad, but watch what happens if I just move her out. Can you come out like 2 feet? Yeah, so, okay, she's now 2 feet in a small space is a lot if all I have is 9, okay? But I'm gonna back up to my 9 foot here. Okay, same exact thing. And so the shadow is a little bit in the lower left, but as I moved her away, it's a lot less noticeable, it's a lot less defined, and it's really beautiful, soft light. And also, as I moved her forward, she got closer to the shoot-through umbrella, and that did 2 things. The first thing it did is, as she moves closer to that light, the closer she is, the larger it is compared to her, so the softer it is. So the light on it is really beautiful. It's really soft because she's so close. The other thing it did is played with the inverse square law. So go back and watch that video if you need the refresher, but because she moved closer, the light falls off, which means not quite as much of it hits the background. So the background gets a little bit darker, and I think it actually creates really nice separation. And so I'm shooting in this small space, and I think this is beautiful, soft portrait light. Now, if I want to make sure, if I'm using a speed light, that the light is shaping the face the way that I want, I can just take a shot like I did there, or you can hit the depth of field preview button, which I've also demoed in the section on speed lights, which will give me a quick flash pulse of that speed light so I can make sure that it's sculpting the face the way I want. Right now, I am purposely shooting at 4.0. And the reason I'm doing so is that narrower depth of field is going to make that background a little softer. So it's going to give it a little bit more of a painterly look. And also, when I'm shooting with speed lights, I have less output. So opening up my aperture actually compensates for that.